right, well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm-up number 17 is on the screen. By now, we should be experts at standard deviation, yeah? All right, so let's get cracking. Then we'll continue from there. All right, check with the neighbor, see what they got for the standard deviation, and show them the bell curve, see what it looks like. Excuse them if they are artistically challenged. That's okay. All right, first of all, what's our mean? Mean. Andrew. 7. Hands, have you got 7? Yes? Okay. So here goes my bell curve. Oh. There you go. All right. So with that said, standard deviation. Andrew, pass someone. Devin? 3.29. Hands, have you got that? Yeah, approximately. All right. So, what is our normal range or average range? Tell your neighbor your average range, please. All right. Devin, pass someone. That 3.71 all the way to 10.29. Hands, have you got that? Yeah, this is our first standard deviation, Q1 and negative Q1. All right, I'll stop right there. Agenda for today, warm-up number 17, we're done. We're still with our statistics and probability. I'm still doing an intro of all the terminology. Today's going to be Unit 2. And your home plate for tonight is on page 10 now. Page 10, only numbers 1 through 16, evens, only. All right. Where are we at? No nearpod code. Previous home plate was on page 5, numbers 1 through 16 odds. All right, get that in front of you and go over it with your neighbor, since you needed to go over that at home just to make sure they got it. Yes? Help them out if they got confused with any of those. I'll give you some time. All right, we good? Yes? Pretty clear so far? Yeah? All right. So that's my gift from me to you. You keep that one? Yeah? All right. So once again, tonight's home plate, page 10, numbers 1 through 16, evens. All right. So get a Cornell note ready. You don't need a prayer model today. And today we're going to be classifying qualitative and quantitative statistics. So our objective for today, I can classify qualitative and quantitative statistics. And like I said, we're still building up from where we started with the first couple of weeks of school, and we're building up more on that terminology. All right, so with that said, let's continue. So we already know what statistics are. We covered that, yes. We have a prayer model on that. You don't need to copy that. And we talked about data values. Right? There's 2 types, category and quantitative. But today, not only are they just data values, today we're going to talk about them as variables, okay? What does that mean? It's the same label. The only thing they use the word variables because whatever it is that you're doing a research on or whatever it is you're gathering information for, it can vary in the different types. Like we can gather information on shoe size, or we can gather information on the favorite drinks, or we can gather information on how much someone or a team bench presses, or whatever the case. So it changes by the type of data that you're collecting. But we still have both the categorical and the quantitative, but from now on, also categorical, I don't know if you've seen in your book, they also call it in a different way. They call it qualitative data. Or in other words, let's see if you remember this, or if you've heard this before. I want quality, not quantity. Have you heard that before? Yeah, those are the different types of data or statistics, or now, in this case, variables, okay? Now, we know one from the other because we've already practiced that. However, under the umbrella of quantitative, this is the kind that you can measure, right? Or that you can count. There's two types. The first one is known as discrete, and the second one is known as continuous. So if you are given a discrete variable, that means that you are counting. It's something that you can actually count, and it stops in count. You're like, hey, elaborate, Mr. Good. For example, if I was to ask you for the number of siblings you have in your family, okay, so you're like, okay, in this family we have 3 siblings. In this family we have 5 siblings. So that means the data stops at 3 or 5. Whereas continuous would be if I were to say, guys, what would be the temperature for today across the nation all day? Is it just only from here to there? No, it varies and it doesn't stop. It changes constantly. That's why continuous, it goes all the way to, it's like, if you want to say infinite, if you want to call it, it continues to change. So once again, discrete, that means it stops, you can actually count, and continuous, you can count, but it continues to change as it goes along, okay? Now, within that, we have some situations. Let's see if you understand the two types. Here it goes. Example 1, is it discrete or continuous? Let's see. Number of hours a week teenagers spend on social media. Talk it over to your neighbor, let them know what kind of variable that is. All right, let's see. First of all, do some of you spend more time some days than others on social media? So what does that mean? Can it be counted like exact? No, so this is a what? Continuous. Continuous. Hands if you said continuous. All right, not bad. Okay, copy that one, please. Everybody got this one? All right, example 1Q. Check this out. Number of touchdowns Royce Freeman scored while attending Imperial High School. Talk to your neighbor, let them know what kind of variable this is. All right. Nick, what do you think? Yeah, discrete. Why? Because there's data, exact data as to how many he scored. So, yeah, copy that one. Example 1Q, label that. Here goes another one. Don't copy these next ones. This is just so that you can practice. Here it goes. Example 1, super Q. The amount of money someone earns working a 40-hour week at a gas station that pays the minimum wage in California. Tell your neighbor what kind of variable that is. Okay? How about Valeria? What do you think? Continuous would be correct if we didn't cap it with a what? Minimum wage. Does that make sense? But since they are capping it at a minimum wage, that means that everyone that goes to work for a minimum wage is going to be the same minimum wage. So therefore, this is what? Discrete. This is discrete. Yes? Right, so if it wouldn't say minimum wage and they just said a gas station, well, some gas stations pay you more than other gas stations. So it would be what? Continuous. We wouldn't know exactly how much, okay? Look at this one. Example 1 mega Q, it says, the weights of high school athletes in Imperial Valley this 2022-2023 school year. Talk to your neighbor will know what kind of variables these are. All right. All right, what do you think, Jared? Hands if you agree with discrete. Close. It's continuous. Why? Because it's going to vary. Not only does it vary with, I want to say, grades, right? Some people all of a sudden, they no longer become student athletes because of grades. But it also differs with, I guess, diets and so. So it's going to be continuous. All right. So far so good, yes? From 1 to 5, I'll come to bar you with discrete and continuous. 5, 4, 5, 4, okay. So that's part of your home plate, first part of your home plate tonight. Here goes the next part. Once again, talking about variables, we're still with what? Qualitative and quantitative. So aside from classifying using, for example, quantitative using discrete and continuous, now for overall variables, there's 4 different ways of classifying these, okay? And meaning by classification using variables of categorized or counted or measured. So, variable classification, copy this table right here. There's 4 different ways of classifying: nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. And right now I'm going to challenge you because I'm not going to give you the definition. I'm going to show you something, have you talk about it, and see if you guys can come up with and define what kind of classification that is. And this will be the second part of your home plate and the final part. So let's see how we do. So variable classification. We have 4 other different ways of classifying, which is nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. All right, let me show you nominal. Write those down. James Harden, Stephen Curry, or Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Nikola Jokic. Okay. So, before I continue, look at those names. And talk over your neighbor. Let them know how are they classifying here for the nominal. Does it have any shape or reason? Does it have anything in particular? Talk to your neighbor, please. And by the way, all these are NBA players. NBA players. Talk to your neighbor. What kind of classification? All right. Let's see. You guys shared enough? Yes? Very good. All right. Do we have anything in particular that I wrote them like that? What do you think, Jed? Anything in particular? Yeah, all NBA players. But anything else in particular? Any order? Any ranking? Yeah. Let's see. J, S, L, M, N. No, not in ABC order. So yeah, and you're right. Right now you're like, I don't see anything. Well, that's true. Nominal is when people just take names and they write them down with no particular order. When you write down data with no particular order or ranking. Once again, nominal is when you write down data or variables with no particular order or ranking. Nominal is when you write down data or variables with what? No particular order or ranking. Okay. So far so good, yes? So it's kind of like, I don't know if you've been in places that they're like, all right guys, or maybe a teacher said, give me your name so I know who's with me today. Did they ask you in alphabetical order? No. They just asked you for your name and they wrote them down because they wanted to make sure they had everybody accountable, but that's it. Okay? All right. Let's move on. Let's go to ordinal. Look up. Look at them. Talk it over your neighbor. Let them know what kind of classification that is. What kind of classification? Oh my goodness. Write down those, and then I'll have somebody share. So, good conversations, man. You guys are pretty good. Andres, why is it ordinal? They ordered in ABC or in alphabetical order. Let's see, J, L, M, N, S. That is correct. However, do they have any ranking in regards to quality, like a specific quality? No. Ordinal is just numbering things or listing things in a particular order by a ranking of either alphabetical or from greatest to least or least to greatest in a list. Okay? All right. So once again, nominal, no order. Here, order. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Interval. Interval. We have Michael Jordan. Yeah, let's go. Oh. Let's go. Then Stephen Curry or Stephen. LeBron James. James Harden. Nikola Jokic. All right. So talk it over to your neighbor, let them know what do you think they are using there to classify as interval. Interval. And just to recap, let's see. No particular order. Alphabetical. How about this one? Let's see. What do you think, Pedro? With a bias? What does that mean? The what? Configure to what? In favor to what I think? No, this is like facts. And it's organized by greatest of all time. What? Who's the greatest? Number one is Michael Jordan. Next, number two is Stephen Curry. Then LeBron. Harden, I'll put Harden at 4. For right now, we've only have those 5 names. Yeah, because if I would have included more of the greatest, I would have included Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, above LeBron and all them. Kobe Bryant will be in the top 5. So, anyway. So what do you know about classifying using interval? That it has a what? A specific quality of ranking. This one has a specific quality of ranking. Here it goes again. Nominal, no particular order. Ordinal, it has an order such as alphabetical or by number, but no quality. Interval has a specific quality in which everything's organized. And here they're going by the greatest player of all time. Okay? Last but not least, ready? Ratio. Write that down. Those numbers, there's the weight that they can bench press by each one. Those of you that don't know about weight is when you lay down the bench and then you pick up weight like that. Some of you are like, oh, that's how I wake up and feel like this. All right. Now, I hope you see now with these numbers, this is organized by ratio because it can be expressed as a what? A ratio from one to the other. So let's see. Jordan is 345, since he's the one that lifts the more weight, is 345 over 345, yes? Okay. How about LeBron? 230 over what? 345, and that's a ratio of the overall greatest amount that they can bench. That's LeBron. Tell your neighbor how to express James Harden as a ratio. Yeah, 150 over 345, and so on and so forth. When you can organize something from greatest to least using ratio, this is what we call classifying variables using ratio. Okay? All right. Think you got it, all 4 of them? All right, so here it goes. Writing utensils down. You don't have to copy this because you will have a hard time copying these. Example 2, variable classification. Talk it over to your neighbor, let them know what kind of classification this is out of the 4. All right, looks like Jet got it. Okay, good. Mel's got it. Okay, good. All right, let's see. Now, mind you, this is a little biased because I didn't include any information as to how we set them up like this, right? So, let's see. Mel, go. What do you think? Interval, okay, so that means there's a specific quality in which these are organized. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. Hands if you agreed with interval. Some of us, okay. Let's see. How about Lynn, what do you think? Interval too, okay. Did anybody say ratio? Yeah, some of us. Yeah, because we can actually go by what? Ounces and organize as well. So it depends on how you present it. So I would go with, if you give me either or, that's fine with that. Okay? All right, look at this one. Tell your neighbor what kind this is. All right, what do you think, Alexa, what kind of classification? Nominal. Hands if you agree with that? Yeah, because it has no particular order. All right. How about this one? Talking to your neighbor, let them know what kind this is. All right. Let's see. Looks like Vince got this one. What do you think, Vince? Interval. Hands if you agree with interval. Okay. Any other? Maddie? Ratio. Who agrees with ratio? Yeah, as well as ratio. Why? Because we can express it as a ratio. And the quality in regards to interval, because it's going from what? From greatest to least. We good? From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with these? Yeah, 5, 4, 5, 4. Okay. So your home plate for tonight is going to be just on those two sets of variables that we covered today. All right. So page 10, numbers 1 through 16, evens tonight. I'll stop right there. We'll stop the video and upload that, and give you guys some time for yourself. Okay.